welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I will be teaching y'all rigs for catfish, carp, and really any other bottom feeders. So let's get started. Okay, so what you're gonna need for this rig is you're gonna need a bobber, some bobber stops, some kind of hook, split shot weight, and a bead. So first step is to put the bobber stop on. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make a loop in your line and then stick it through one of the bobber stop loops. It's kind of hard to get them to go through. It's kind of like threading a needle. And then what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna slide the little black rubber piece onto the line and pull it up and pull the line right back through. And so where it's crimped right here, I don't know if you don't see it on camera, you're gonna wanna clip it and you're gonna wanna slide your bobber stop down your line. The next step is to add a bead of some kind. And then you're gonna wanna add your bobber. Any kind of slip bobber will work for this rig. It just has to be strong, like buoyant enough to hold the weight and the bait up. So with this rig, you can use, you can use it with a live minnow, or you could use like some pre-made catfish bait, but it really doesn't matter what you use with it. So then you're gonna wanna tie your hook on. You could even use worms with this. You just might wanna get a smaller hook. But this will catch catfish, bass, gar if you have them. You'll probably wanna get some stronger line. Yeah. I've never caught a gar. I wanna go gar fishing. If y'all would like to see that in a video, comment down below. So once you get your knot tied, you want to clip your tag ends, and then you're wanting to go about 8 inches to 10 inches up. And it doesn't really matter, just as long as you're not like right on the hook. And then you're gonna want to crimp the weight onto the line, and so that'll stay there. So this is the completed rig. You can change the depth with the bobber stop. You can go really high, or you fish it really deep, or fish it really shallow. It just kind of depends on your water. If it's 10 feet deep, you don't need it to be super long. If it's 30 to 50 feet deep, you would use longer, or you just raise this thing up, and you can even cast it really far. So. Okay, so the next rig I'll be showing you is a Carolina rig. What you're gonna need to do is you're gonna take probably about, I don't know, a foot of your main line and cut it off. Then you're gonna wanna set that to the side, and then you're gonna wanna put your sliding weight. I'm using a 1/2 ounce weight here. For smaller ponds and stuff, you really don't need too big of weights. But if you're fishing in like a river or a bigger lake with currents, you will wanna use probably 2 ounce weights. So what you're gonna wanna do after you put your weight on is you're gonna wanna put a bead, and then you're gonna wanna put a swivel on. Now I have a really overkill swivel right here. This is like, I'm pretty sure like 230 pounds. You don't need that for really any kind of freshwater fish. Possibly gar, but so I'm doing just a clinch knot right here. There is the improved, but I don't really see any benefits in it. So after you get this part tied on, it should look like this with the swivel, the bead, and a weight. you're gonna want to take the line you cut off at the beginning, and you're gonna want to tie your hook on. So this will sit on the bottom, and so you can put like cut bluegill if it's legal. Some places it's not legal to use cut bluegill or any kind of bait like that. You can use this with any kind of dough bait. You might want to change out the hook for like a dough bait hook. But yeah. So the next step is you're gonna want to tie this end, the opposite end of the line you just tied onto the hook, to this other end of the swivel. And so what this will do is this will sit on the bottom, and depending on what bait you use, the hook will float off the bottom, or it will just sit on the bottom and wait for the catfish or carp. So if you're gonna use this carp, you could put corn on this hook, and they would eat that, and then yeah. So the next I will be showing is a drop shot rig, and I'll show you how to rig that. Okay, so for this next rig, what you'll need a hook and a weight. That's all. So what you're gonna do is you're going to tie your weight onto the bottom. Do any kind of knot, doesn't matter. You could also do a swivel, but yeah. So then, basic knot. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna make a loop. Probably about 6 inches, I would say. And then just tie an overhand knot. Just like that. And so it should look like this right here, with the weight on the bottom and then the loop right here. And then you're gonna wanna pinch the end of the loop. And you're gonna wanna put your hook onto this part right here. Dang it. So this part is kind of tricky to get the loop to go through. It's easier if you have braided line, but yeah. So then you're gonna wanna go over your hook, just like that. Pull it down, and you have a drop shot rig for catfish. That you can put like cut bait on here, any kind of dough bait, stuff like that. Well, thank you for watching my videos. Thanks for all the comments and everything. Like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.